So if you can see that over there, it's a favourite place where they stand. It's a little meet up, and then I have to walk past them, and then they'll be having obviously a conversation, but they've split apart now, because I've turned they know that I've turned the camera on and started recording. So I wanted to explain a little bit about the comments, about my comment section and the fact that my comments are off. I wanted to go into that a little bit. I kind of touched on it briefly, but I want to kind of explain it fully from my point of view, from my perspective, for the way that I see this and how deep this programme is, and how large a network of people that this involves. So obviously, firstly, they're off because people use my comment section to leave directed commentary towards me. Now this isn't just done to me, it's done to all targets. And if you notice it, if you have open eyes, you'll see that it'll be the same people commenting on, especially new targets. I've noticed that if I find a channel that's reasonably new, there'll be the same one or two people consistently commenting on that channel. And they have specific initials, the initials SO. And that's just a code. That's a code for the rest of the people in the network, to let the network know that that's what they've kind of used in some of your targeting, that you're a sex offender. It's just coded. It's all coded. All these people do is use codes. And then they invite so the other parts of the people in the network come in, and they know that you've been targeted, what's been put in your targeting, that the smear campaign involves sex offence, so they can use language relating to that, and they'll use kind of double speak. You know, they're very good at double speak, and they'll use certain language, certain words, combinations of words that in itself, if you didn't realise what was happening, would seem innocuous, but it's got hidden meaning behind it. And they know what that meaning is, and they realise that you know what it is, but you're not going to call them out. And also they'll use their names. They'll have there's moving my camera again, see, because one of their people's about to walk past me and they don't want me to get him on film. So he was walking towards me and then he's just turned around. You see that? And then they started messing with my camera because he's one of their network of gang stalkers and they don't want his face to be on my camera. So that's why they're controlling it. I'm holding the button down to stop them zooming in and out. But you can see their touches on the screen. They don't want me to get his face because he's a gang stalking piece of shit. Anyway, let go of the button. They can do what they want. Yeah, it's always when you're going to pass one of them, they start controlling the camera, or when one of their registrations goes past, specific, or a van that they don't want you to see or get. You know, that's when they'll do it. You see they're touching my screen now. You can see it. You can see the screen touches. But yeah, he was one of the ones that I told you, they were stood having a conversation, and as soon as I got my camera out, they split apart because they wanted me to have to walk past them. And so they could have a really loud conversation about something pertaining to my life. And he was walking towards me, but they've said she's filming, you know, and he's turned around and walked the other way. But yeah, so they'll use specific names. So they'll use the SO one, and then they'll use other names that are coded, you know, the initials of their names, or they'll have coding in the letters and the numbers within their names. It's just to let other people in their network know that they are part of the network. You know, they're not actually a target, they're a fake target. And then they'll use directed conversation. But like I say, the conversation won't just be directed towards me. They know what other targets watch your channel and listen to your channel and read the comments. So then eventually they'll start weaponising your comment section towards other targets. So they'll start using comments specifically targeted towards the other targets that watch it to try and trigger them in a way. You see how this is done? I fell for it in the beginning. I used to watch a channel and she was really interested in women, and I've kind of forgotten who her name, and I can't find my way back to her channel, but I stopped watching because they were putting not only people in her environment and she was filming them related to my targeting, but there were people coming in the comment section. Once I began commenting on her videos, other people, SO was one of them, would come in our comment section and write comments that were directed towards me, double-speak comments. So you see, that's how they do it, you know. They weaponise it, and they're all part of the same network. There'll be very, very few people that comment on your channel that are genuine targets. Very few. There'll always be a bit of doublespeak. There'll always be a little code to let the other people in their network know what it is that they've got to say to you, and what part that they play in the network. Their names will be the clue and the code behind it. These people are very, very fucking sneaky, you know. They'll even have their own channels with lots and lots of subscribers, you know. They'll even have content, but it doesn't ring true, you know. It doesn't have that kind of genuine feel to it if you really start looking. I feel like running just to get this cunt's face, but I'm not that desperate, you know. He's just one of many, just like the comment section, one of many. But you'll notice it if you start looking for it. You know, you'll notice it. It becomes very, very obvious, and the language that they use, the doublespeak, becomes obvious. It's funny because, you know, although they control our devices that we use, sometimes they don't control them quick enough, and there's often a glitch in it. And someone left a comment on one of my videos before I turned the comments off. And then when I went into the studio, you know, you've got a creator studio. When I went into the studio, their comment was there, but it was under a different name. And then as I looked at it, you know, it glitched just for a second, and then it changed to the name that they wanted me to show of the person who'd left the comment. But it's not. It's all the one network. It's all the same network of people. These are all the same people. The majority of them. They'll just be pretending. They'll have lots and lots of different accounts, and they'll be pretending they're writing to themselves. As I told you before, the why I turned my comments off, really, the thing that kind of pushed me over the edge was one of them. You know, because they knew that I was no longer looking at their channel, I was no longer reading any of the comments on their channel, they started holding their bullshit conversations on my channel to force me to look at it. And the thing that I really made me really realise that they were one of the same, that they were the same network, that they were probably the same person, was when they wrote a comment and it got held, unfortunately for them, in the held comments section, and the other person who they were pretending to be replied to that comment. Now their comment was held, so you couldn't see it, and the other person replied. Now, unless you were the same person writing these comments, then you wouldn't know what another stranger on the internet had said to you, would you? You wouldn't have any fucking clue, because they're the same person, and they were both the same people controlling the one account, or the two. They're the one person controlling several accounts, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that's the reason I turned it off. They're very fucking sneaky, but take a look at the names, take a look at the numbers, take a look at the comments they make and the doublespeak involved in them, and know for a fact that they are not only trying to use directed conversation, directed comments to trigger you, but they're trying to do it to other people, other genuine targets who watch your channel. That's designed to trigger them and to take that out of the equation. That's why I turn my comments off. Of course, they're sneaky, and they try to enable them again at times so they can get their fucking bullshit in there. But anyway, that's all for now. So take care. God bless. Lots of love.